What's up everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the market analysis video here for today, May the 19th. I do know that in the pre-week analysis session that I would combine them into one video, but later in the video I did explain that I did not want to do that because the video was getting on to be too long. So here is that separate market analysis video that is for today, Monday the 19th of May. And let's dive straight into this. So let's mark out the start of market open and get into this really quickly and analyze the key pivot points here for today. So let's see what has been going on. So it looks like market has opened really bullish, and that looks to pretty much be the overall move for the day. I'm honestly not seeing too much within the day in itself. Straight move up from 8:30 to 9, potentially a pivot point here that we could have captured on, but do need to be aware and look out for that as well. So I am going to mark that out here with my drawing tool. And for the rest of the day, we just saw really choppy action within the markets, which we can go ahead and take a look on. We have footprint and bookmap as well, but this looks to be a typical choppy Monday within the market. So regarding the overall structure, on the higher time frames, we did have a 4-hour zone here on the charts, but regarding the shorter time frame, we did have a 1 hour here. We did have thus 1 hour levels here, and that's honestly pretty much it regarding to liquidity on the upside. We also had this liquidity as well, which is carried on from historical data. So prior to market open, simply looking at the volume profile, if you watch the pre-week analysis, you would know more about this volume profile in depth. But essentially how it looked was that we are generating volume here relative to the area that we are at. But market structure is showing us that we may want to continue further to the upside because there is a decent level up there, and the overall trend recently has been towards the upside. So I am more upper targeted simply because there is lots of liquidity there, lots of volume that does want to be transacted there. And simply because if we look at last night around 3 a.m., we did happen to sweep these lows right here, and now we have pushed back above them, and the market has opened with a very bullish candle. So since that happened, next target would be these upper liquidity levels, which did happen to get swept. So do keep that in mind. Honestly, the only setup that potentially might be seen here is here at 905, or something up here as well, depending on the size. But I want to see how big these moves are actually, and that's like 346 ticks. So not bad volatility today. This just up move was very, very big. So yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and analyze what we've seen on bookmap and the footprint charts. So let's get straight into it. This was market open. We saw sweep all this liquidity down there. I'll just push back up. That was around, this was 836. Just that candle. That was 850. So we see the same pattern happening regarding Bookmap, right? What we see is that we're coming up to these barriers or magnets within the market, but they're getting supported by these barriers here that stood and stands with strength that continues to push the market higher. Here at around 9 a.m. CST, we are seeing some sort of weakness in the markets. But it looks like 850, 855 was a key area where we could have found retracement. And honestly, that does seem to be decently evident because we broke this level right here, right? We broke this liquidity level right here. Now we're up to the next one at 5945 on ES. But as clearly seen, it looks like we tapped into this key barrier within the heat map. And from this area, a long could have been taken with a stop below here, targeting these highs. If we've seen enough seller absorption and if price can continue to structure above. But realistically, 5945. Let's see how it looks on the footprint. And on ES, it's not even a retracement candle, really. But what we do see is a large splurge of sellers coming in within the market around these 40 levels, and that does seem to align pretty well with the bookmap barrier that we have seen right here, because around that 40 area was a barrier and was where we started seeing these bigger sell barriers. Now we're starting to see buying icebergs come in and buy stops coming in regardless of the selling icebergs. But we see a large selling delta come in, and we see this magnet really close to it. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, that did not come out right, but I'm going to be honest, there's not really anything really keen for me to take a trade. Liquidity has been very tight, and I'm honestly not seeing the structure that I would have liked when I'm making a trade. So honestly, no opportunity there for me, at least today on the market. And Trump was speaking with Putin, so it's pretty self-explanatory as well. But let's go ahead and see if there's anything here at these highs around 9 a.m. And what we see is that it's 10:03, which is 9:03. Let's see, like, whatever happens around these times right here truly depicts the potential choppiness within the market. So I just want to see what's happening. And honestly, if you look at spread of bookmap liquidity here itself, right, we're seeing equality between the buyers and sellers in terms of the distribution of limit orders or passive buying and selling within the market is pretty equal. It's in equilibrium. So what can be told from that is that price may just want to sit around this price, moving from one barrier to another, to one magnet to the other, or in some sort of pattern that works alongside the placed limit orders on the market as well. And it does look like that. What am I saying? It does look like that was what was happening within the market here today. Market just did not present itself with preferable outcomes that allowed for any key trades to have been taken. My last try would have been to see if anything showed up here at 10:30-ish area or anything here at these lows right here. in which a long could be taken, so potentially around 950 or 1005 or even 925. Should been 1005, should been right around here. And honestly, I'm still not seeing much. We do see this larger barrier show up, but we do see a handful of selling barrier continue to show up within the market. And on the footprint chart, regarding those lows, it's really not as clear as it is on NQ, as it is on ES. Here, we are seeing decent level of activity down here, but it's nothing too significant that would have allowed us to make any trades. So honestly, I'm not seeing any trade opportunities here today, Monday the 19th. We're not seeing any clear absorption here at these lows to indicate a long. We were not seeing any clear indication of absorption here for a long. But actually, let's go ahead and see if there's any indication for a short up at these highs, but I'm not really expecting that either. So let's just double check that, and then today's episode should be concluded there. And if you look at it, there's not really much equal distribution within limit orders on Bookmap. We just saw breakage of the lower barrier, which does indicate continuation to the downside, but nothing really significant that I would personally enter short firm, because the structure and overall spread is not as clear as I would want it to be. But honestly, that's pretty much all I have here for today's market analysis. We did include much more within the pre-week analysis, but that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, or go ahead and join the Discord server. The link is in the description. There are a lot of free resources in there, and everything is completely free as well. Now, that's all I have here for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next market analysis or trade recap session. I guess I'll see you guys then. Bye.